Are you struggling? Are being used by some of the world's best drivers. All these champions agree that VRS hardware is not just the best on the market, it's also priced well below the competition. So if you're looking to upgrade to direct drive and the best pedals in sim racing, VRS is your answer. If you want to get better, get faster, and make it happen sooner rather than later, you owe it to yourself to find out why so many people are switching to VRS. You'll be so glad that you did. Visit www.virtualracingschool.com and learn why the best use VRS.
Weekend Warriors Sundays. Of course, the SRF Formula Spec racers, they're heading a little bit later on, but nice. Just kicking things off with the Formula 4s, and it's a stacked grid here this evening. I'm Tim Cox. You've got Jamie Fluke in the virtual production trailer, but now I'm joined by Giancarlo Scola. Giancarlo, welcome along into your debut here at Apex Racing TV. I mean, these cars, some may argue a little bit underpowered for like the track map, an elephant's head. Hashtag just saying for those who've never spotted it before and will never unsee it ever again. But it's just on board with Forenzo Arabian on a bit of a quick one here as well. Personal best in sectors 1, 2, and 3. Was what? That he could complete out the lap, and I mean, feels like it lasts an absolute eternity this back straight in these cars, doesn't it? Really, young Giancarlo.
Yeah, I think draft is going to be really key here today. You know, the long straights here, these underpowered cars. Here we see Forenzo Arabian. No draft on this lap here, so it'll be interesting to see how this lap stacks up against the competition. I think, you know, draft here is about maybe a second to a second and a half here, so I think it'll be important to, get with a partner in qualifying as we see Forenzo Arabian coming to the pits there.
That's going to be qualifying done and dusted for him, because I don't think he's going to get back out in time. I mean, you have to head straight out now, so that's going to be him done. Alessandrini in the pits too. We've got, we're just for coming into these final laps, just to refresh our memory with where we are at in the championship standings. First off, let's have a little look across into Spec 1, and Jason Green leading the way, and that's largely because, well, he's attended so many rounds this season. That column in the middle, denoting how many races are with Lasse Pentikainen, who's run incredibly strong so far this evening, this season, but we haven't got him with us this evening. Richard Roland Wallbank, he is third, closing in, really chance to make some big points deficit. Well, eats into the lead that Pentikainen has over him. Wallbolt fourth, then it's Coffey, Bennett, Flores, Montgomery Weekend Warrior Series. It gets to the last stages of qualifying, and bar maybe one the Weekend Warrior Series. It gets to the last stages of qualifying, and bar maybe one driver that might pluck something out. It doesn't tend to be too many improvements, really. Everyone seems to max out sort of mid to three-quarters of the way through qualifying.
Yeah, I think with all the cars going out at the beginning of the session, you know, we have lots of draft effects there, so I think that helps with the lap times early on. As the session progresses, some people come into the pits, so there's less draft around the track, and with that, we come slower lap times.
You can really see the draft here, can't you? Jason Green storming through. Oh, it's bouncing off the rev limits. The car feels incredibly light and dicey. Worry about with the Formula V, where drop into second gear and it just snaps and kills you. Yeah, you can really sort of just have an absolute ball, and it invokes such great racing.
Yeah, you can really race these cars, you know, close to each other, despite them being open wheel, and you know, really provides for great racing all around. You know, I think they're a lot more stable than the V, which helps. You can really throw them, but you can still catch them at the same time. I did a few laps before this race this evening, you know, just getting a feel for the car, and you know, the entire first sector is just in the back sector. I think we're going to see tons of 3 wide, maybe 4 wide even action down the back straight this evening.
Well, it wouldn't be a Weekend Warrior Series without at least a 3 wide, if not a 4. It's 2 wide. That's just every day. That's just boring and mundane. What these guys are like, and well, everyone's just heading across the grid.